We've spent the last week staying in an Airbnb in Boulder, Wyoming, a small town located outside of the Wind River mountain range. We've spent most of the week taking it easy, but today we're heading out for the main reason we came to stay in this charming Wyoming town. Today we're heading out for a pretty ambitious day hike, conquering 18 miles in one day with our two dogs, Doug and Jackson. Cirque of the Towers is one of the most breathtaking and iconic locations in the Wind River range. Come along as we push ourselves a bit out of our comfort zones when the day doesn't go as planned, but all in all, we have one of our favorite outdoor experiences to date. It's a little after 5 a.m. and today we're headed out for a very big adventure. We're headed out to do an 18-mile day hike in the Wind River Range in Wyoming. It's a pretty remote mountain range and we have been looking forward to this for a long time. We wanted to make sure to get an early start. Right now we're just having some coffee, trying to move a little quickly to get out of the house and get everything ready. We packed our bags last night, made sure to pack a bunch of snacks, extra food for the dogs because they're coming along with us. They've done some pretty impressive day hikes, bigger than this with us. We're super excited to take them along. We can't wait. It should be a really incredible day.
Today we're doing the Cirque of the Towers, which most people usually do as a backpacking trip for a night or two, but we're gonna do it as a day hike. We're about an hour and 27 minutes right now away from the trailhead. It's gonna be an awesome day. It's totally clear. Maybe a little bit of haze from the smoke in the area, but otherwise it's gonna be a great day.
After an hour and a half of driving, we just made it to the trailhead, got everything ready, put some bug spray on us and the dogs because we've heard the mosquitoes are wild out here, and we're hitting the trail. Just getting our first peek of the mountains.
First mile down, 23 minutes, 7 seconds.
The first 5 miles of this trail lead you to a lake called Big Sandy. We've heard they're pretty mild, not too steep, nice trail, so we're hoping we can get through these first 5 miles pretty quickly.
Mile 2, 19:34.
Wow, nice.
It's a pretty good pace.
Yeah, it is. One of the best parts about long hikes are how many snacks you get to eat. And I've learned that the key with these types of hikes is that you can't let yourself get hungry because it's hard to come back from that. Nice and melty.
We're an hour and 3 minutes in, mile 3, 20:26. Lap 4, mile 4, 22:19.
We've climbed about 600 feet so far, but over the course of 4 miles, it's felt pretty flat the entire time, which is really nice. You could really cruise through these first miles. I think we're getting pretty close to Big Sandy Lake.
Mile 5, 21:53.
And we made it to Big Sandy Lake. Absolutely beautiful. So when we go on these big hikes and the dogs come with us, we always bring them some food so they can have some extra fuel and calories to help keep their energy up. And last time we did a huge hike, we just gave them one meal. We kept calling it their lunch. So we gave them their lunch, but we're thinking this time we're gonna break it up into 2 or 3 different meals. I think it might be a little bit easier on their stomach.
A mythical lunch!
The trail's going to take us along Big Sandy Lake for a little bit. I'm a little scared because the trail goes from looking pretty mild to straight up. I can't tell how bad it's going to be. It might not be too bad, but looking at the elevation map, it's definitely going to get a little bit more intense. This spot is so beautiful here that I'd honestly be happy if this was the end of the hike. Typically, you come out to do a hike and you hike to a destination like this, but we're not even at the end yet. And now the climbing begins.
Mile 6 with snacks, 49 minutes.
After climbing up that hill, we just popped out here and just have these casual, insane views surrounded by wildflowers.
Jens need a Q-tip? Dog, you need your ears cleaned?
So we're hiking through just this huge field of boulders and granite and these crazy peaks. These peaks are like nothing we've ever seen. The only mountains I feel are even remotely similar that we've explored are the Sawtooths in Idaho, and these are still pretty different. They're super rugged and pointy and so rocky. It is absolutely amazing out here.
Mile 7 here at North Lake, 30:11.
Our miles are slowing down just a bit because of the climbing, and I think that's going to continue for the rest of this hike. It looks like we have a pretty steep climb coming up soon.
So I used the InReach satellite communicator to send a request for what the weather's like. At 2 p.m. there's a 30% chance of thunderstorms. 4 p.m. there's a 40% chance of thunderstorms. We're gonna see what happens. Might get a little bit wet.
So it's only 11:30 a.m. right now, and Paul sent that request in because it started drizzling, and we were like, we should probably check there's not like a huge storm rolling in or something. So yeah, it's a super cool feature of the Garmin InReach that you can send a request, and then 5-10 minutes later you get a little beep and you get the forecast. So we just came to this junction right here, and we're gonna go here up to the right. You can take this trail to the right that continues on the Big Sandy Trail, or you could take the trail to the left that takes you on what's called the Climbers Route. They both take you to the next lake, which is Arrowhead Lake. Apparently the Climbers Route is a little more technical. Well, maybe not necessarily technical, but some more scrambling, a little more rocky. The downside with going on the Big Sandy Trail, I hear, is that you gain some elevation and then you go back down, and then you have to and then you have to go back up a little bit. So it's a little more climbing than the Climbers Trail is. However, with the dogs, I think we're going to take the route that's a little more established, maybe a little less rocky, although so far it's looking pretty rocky to me.
We're here at 10,674 feet, 8 miles. Last mile in 40 minutes, and we're getting sandwiched by 2 storms.
On the bright side, we just got our first view of Cirque of the Towers back there. Well, it indeed started raining, so we're hunkering down under this overhang to let the storm pass, stay out of the elements a little bit, away from the thunder. But there's blue sky right behind the storm, so I think it's just going to be just a quick storm, hopefully pass pretty quickly. But we have some pretty nervous doggies of the thunder. They're not big fans. Well, now it's hailing, so we are definitely happy with our decision to come hide under this overhang until it passes.
The dogs are nervous farting.
Jackson's nervous farting. Doug's falling asleep over here. The sun's coming out, thankfully, but it looks like there's another storm coming from the other side now, so I think we're just gonna keep waiting it out. Doug keeps falling asleep. So it seems that the storms have passed. It's drizzling just a tiny bit, but I think we're at least going to try to make it to an overlook that's right up here. There's a lake down there. I'm not sure we're gonna make it that far. We'll see how it's looking. That was pretty crazy.
That's pretty crazy. You know what's gonna be even crazier?
What's that?
To be back in the Airbnb down in the valley tonight, where it's going to be probably 85 degrees.
I know.
I can't believe that we're bone dry.
I know.
And it's hailed and poured down rain.
Oh my gosh, it would be so cold if we got soaking wet in that hailstorm.
So cold.
Oh, how quickly the weather can change in the mountains. You saw what it was just like, and now the sun's out. There's tons of blue sky ahead of us. Let's hope it stays that way.
Mile 9 with an hour and 25 minutes.
Oh gosh.
But we hid underneath a rock for a long time. Way up there in all those boulders. Nice job.
Yeah, you too, babe.
Thanks.
Glad we made it here.
Oh yeah. We made it to the pass. You'll never guess what it's called.
Grateful that the sun was back and shining, we made our way to the overlook and we truly could not believe our eyes. The Cirque of the Towers was incredible. I mean, look at this view. It just keeps going and going and going. It was so worth the journey to get here.
For 9.3 miles, I feel great.
Yeah, me too.
And 2,400 feet, 2,500 feet of climbing?
Yeah.
Let's go.
So back down behind me is Lonesome Lake. So we could hike down there and you'd have a view kind of looking more upward at Cirque of the Towers. I don't think we're going to do that today because it will add about 700 more feet of climbing. And because we had to take so much time to hide out from the storm, I don't think we want to take more time to do that. But obviously, we still have an absolutely incredible view up here. This is amazing. Now it's time to eat the best hiking snack in the whole world. A peanut butter and jelly. And I put banana slices on mine.
We didn't bring any water bottles with us, but I'm still gonna get this Scratch Labs hydration.
Gotta get those electrolytes.
That's right.
One bonus of not backpacking and just day hiking is that you have extra room in your backpack for things that you might not fit if you have a sleeping bag and tent and whatnot. We brought ourselves energy drinks and this is going to be such a treat to have right now. And it may not be cold anymore, but that's okay.
Shannon just threw my Red Bull to me and it hit a rock and exploded. And there's this big hole in the bottom now, so you might never catch me shotgunning a beer, but I'm gonna shotgun this Red Bull. Cirque of the Towers.
Wait. No, wait. No.
Wait, Jackson.
Second lunch.
The mythical lunch.
This is the first time they've ate without their slow feeder bowls in so long. As much as we'd love to stay here for longer, surprise, there's more dark clouds coming. So we're gonna head back.
Back to the cave.
Yeah, possibly back to the cave. Let's hope not.
Yeah, I know. It was cold.
I'm done with the cave.
Right there is the cave we hid under.
Home again, home again.
Mile 10, 1 hour, 41 seconds. We've been on the trail with stops and hiding in the cave for 6 hours and 10 minutes.
So there's some really dark clouds behind us. It just rained there for a bit, but stopped now. Thunder's behind us. Oh, there it is. We're scrambling down the mountain, trying to move pretty fast. Ideally, before it starts really raining, we're back at Big Sandy Lake because there's a bunch of trees and we'll go back into the forest there and be a little more protected from the elements. We're back at the exact spot where Garmin weather told us there weren't going to be any thunderstorms until 2 p.m. Here's the rain.
Mile 11, we're outrunning the storm, it looks like. 29, and we have 6.98 miles left.
Poor Jackson's afraid of the thunder and he's decided that he wants to hike between Paul's legs.
Lap 12, we're wet, 23. We got 5.96 left.
Oh boy. Doug has decided he's not afraid of thunder anymore, and he's been leading the pack the entire way back.
Miles. I have no idea how fast that last one was. Probably pretty darn fast considering we're trying to get out of the rain. My watch says we have 1 hour and 50 minutes and 45 seconds left on the trail. It's gonna be cold.
So we didn't film much at all over the next couple of miles because at this point we were all cold, wet, and very ready to be warm and back at the car.
Mile 14, 20:57. It's probably our second fastest.
And thankfully, the rain has stopped.
Mile 15, 21:23. We're almost back and it's real flat and there's a little bit of blue in the sky.
There's sunshine, finally.
Here in the mist. What mile did I say we were on?
I don't know, 16?
16. 20:09. Here in the mist. We're delirious.
It's not actually misty out. Our camera lens on the GoPro just has a little crack in it, and I think it has some humidity in it. Were you getting a drink?
Yep.
Paul said, I have to do this mile check-in for some reason. We're at mile 17, 1 mile to go.
Are we gonna get burgers?
I think so.
You wouldn't know they just ran 18 miles.
Woohoo!
3,228 feet. And how many miles do you have?
18.02.
I have 17.88. We'll go with yours. 9 hours, 9 minutes, 53 seconds. And I feel pretty great.
Me too, surprisingly.
We're gonna crash when we get home.
You're not going to believe what is a quarter mile away from here. So you know we had to drive an hour and a half into the middle of nowhere to get here. Quarter mile away, there's a lodge and they have burgers. So that's where we're headed next. So not only can we get burgers and beer here, we're right on a beautiful lake with mountains in the background. This feels fake. What's that?
They call it a pup patty. Easy. Good boys.
What did you get?
A 1 pound burger. It's so good.
I can't imagine anything better after a long hike. It's a huge burger.
I know.
That's really good.
Oh yeah.
Those burgers were so good. We definitely didn't expect them to be as delicious as they were. So I'm so happy we stopped. We have a long drive home. Most of that on a bumpy dirt road, so we're gonna get going. Looks like another storm is rolling in, but what an absolutely incredible day. The Wind River Range is so beautiful and there's so much to explore. I am sure we'll be back. We'll have to come back and maybe do a backpacking trip because you can really get out there. So if you're not already, we'd love if you subscribe to our channel and give this video a thumbs up. Thanks as always for watching, and we'll see you on the next adventure.